Well, the bad news is that closed attractions, missing perks, and potential price increases are on the horizon for Universal Orlando's theme parks as they make some big changes next year. But the good news? We're here to address all the changes today, so you're better prepared for whatever comes our way. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Universal Orlando has been staying so busy. 3 new hotels, a new theme park, fairly new nighttime shows and parades, updated park areas. It seems as if this place is becoming the vacation destination for 2026. Or is it? 2026 is right around the corner, and with it comes some Universal changes that are less like yay and more like ooh. Let's start with the closed attractions. So we've talked a lot about Disney World's construction and refurbs and ride closures that'll be coming down the 2026 pipe, but let's not overlook the similar stuff that's going to be happening in Universal Orlando, or in some cases is already happening. First off, the big one, Rip Ride Rockit over in Universal Studios Florida. This permanently closed on August 18th, 2025 after a 16-year run to start making way for a new type of attraction. What kind of attraction? We don't know yet. There's lots of fun speculation swirling around, but all we can tell you for sure at this moment is that this section of the park will be closed with sky-high construction walls for the foreseeable future. And then over in Islands of Adventure, Jurassic Park River Adventure will be closing, but not for good, just for refurbishments. And that's terrible for us considering we won't be able to ride this one for the majority of next year, from January 5th to November 19th. But it's good for the ride overall just because it really does need some major TLC. But we're not done yet. Even the Hogwarts Express, which connects Universal Studios Florida to Islands of Adventure and vice versa, will be shut down for renovations as well between February 9th and 23rd, 2026. And just recently, we learned that Revenge of the Mummy over in Universal Studios Florida will also be closed for refurbishment from January 15th to the 21st, 2026. Not a huge deal, and those may not impact your trip exactly, but it could if you're coming down to vacation here in January or February. Right there when people start to go on their spring break trips. Now, I think ET Adventures is safe for now, but we will see. Everybody say some prayers. Now, these are the closures we know about, but that doesn't mean things can't change further on down the road. So we're going to keep you updated here on the DFB website and on DFB Guide YouTube channel and through our free DFB newsletter in case we hear about any more permanent or temporary closures that are going to impact your Universal trip next year. All right, so be careful what you wish for because even if we get all the Epic Universe benefits and perks we were missing in 2025, that might not necessarily solve all our problems. But let me back up real quick. Epic Universe opened in May to much merriment and fanfare. That's a Universal's brand new theme park, right? And it's also got 3 new hotels circling it: Stella Nova, Terra Luna, and Helios Grand. Those also opened to help guests stay closer to the new park. Stella and Terra opened earlier. Helios opened right along with the park. But Epic Universe has not been part of any annual pass holder tier. Instead, everyone's had to pay for Epic Universe tickets for every visit, though APs have at least had discounted tickets available for purchase. Epic Universe also hasn't had any complimentary Express Pass perks to go along with their signature hotel stays. Normally, signature hotels like Portofino Bay, Hard Rock Hotel, Royal Pacific, and Sapphire Falls give free unlimited Express Passes to everyone under the hotel reservation that you can use to bypass the main queues of almost all the rides at Islands of Adventure or Universal Studios Florida. And you know this is a massive deal. Those passes cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars per person. So it's like huge. But even with Helios Grand being added to the signature collection mix and being as expensive as it is, free Express Passes for the other 2 parks are not included with the price of your Helios stay, nor will you be able to get complimentary Express Passes for Epic Universe with the price of any signature stay. And, you know, that could still very well be the case for 2026. There are at least murmurings at the moment that Universal Orlando might at least add Epic Universe as an AP tier option next year. Maybe. According to the Universal Orlando website, pass holder perks at Epic Universe will end on December 31st, and that expiration date could mean that new Epic Universe perks will come in 2026 to serve as Universal's attendance safety net if ticket sales slow down after the newness of Epic wears off. But an Epic Universe add-on comes with its own potential set of issues. For starters, right now, APs not only receive discounted Epic Universe tickets, but if you are a Universal Premier Pass holder, you can use Universal Express at Epic Universe after 4 p.m. with valid theme park admission. It's a huge deal, man. But whenever Epic Universe is added as its own tier option, there's a high chance this unique benefit might fizzle out. But the biggest potential issue? Price hikes. Even if Universal breaks up future APs into tiers, a new higher tier pass could make Epic Universe feel like a luxury option, leaving some fans priced out. And price hikes may only get worse if signature hotel perks like express passes are added to the signature hotel collections, including Helios Grand. Not to mention, there's always the possibility that people have been holding off on going to Epic this year. Not only because they wanted to wait until all the opening day shenanigans had been worked out, but also to see if these kind of benefits are something that they might be able to use in the future. So crowds might be a whole lot more prominent in this new park in 2026. Maybe. I know I'm sounding like a super duper theme park nerd right now, but just trying to give you all the details, everything that could potentially affect if you go to Epic Universe next year. So prepare a vacation budget around potential price spikes, as well as preparing your itinerary around potential crowds. It's pretty necessary. So here's what you can do right now in anticipation for what kind of benefits might or might not be on the horizon. First, if you're currently an annual pass holder or wanting to be one for Universal, don't overcommit just yet. If your pass is set to renew in late 2025, it might be worth waiting to see what Universal announces for 2026 before locking in your new ticket. Next, keep an eye on those perks. Like I said before, some benefits across the APs and hotels could shift, possibly even in a way we're not anticipating just yet. So make sure you know exactly what you're getting before you dive in. And 3, just to really drive it on home, budget accordingly. Tally up how much your trip is projected to cost and give yourself a little money buffer on top of that. Worst comes to worst, the extra money you saved doesn't all have to be spent, and you can use it for something else later, like groceries. Come on, admit it, the post-vacation grocery trip can be painful, but having a little extra money already saved helps it to be less painful. Now, if you are planning to go to Epic next year, I definitely want to make sure you have the option to download our free guide to all things Epic Universe. You can scan the QR code now or head to the link in the description for disneyfoodblog.com/epic. This PDF has restaurants, rides, shops, shows, tips, everything in between that we feel like you need to know about before you go. And it's totally free. You just head on down to that link or scan the QR code and we'll send it over to you. What, you thought sneaky price hikes were just a Disney thing? Much like Disney World tends to have waves of price hikes for its food and souvenirs and lightning lanes and other additional vacation costs, Universal is not immune to the price hike game. I mean, just take a look at what happened in March 2025, right? Back when Epic opened. We saw price increases across several Universal Park restaurants when it came to their fountain drinks and hot drinks and popcorn buckets and other staple theme park eats. Butterbeer was even impacted by the onslaught of March increases, raising the price from $9 to $9.50. And those Coca-Cola refillable freestyle mugs that I love oh so much also got hiked up by an extra $1 per mug. Not to mention quick services like the Minion Cafe, Leaky Cauldron, and lots of other Universal fast food spots had lots of entrees that were hit by dollar increases, which can be brutal when, shockingly enough, many of Universal's food items are already more expensive than Disney's to begin with. I know! Now, the good news about these kinds of price increases is that they usually only bump up the price of things by an extra 50 cents to $1. That being said, that's still gonna be costly when hundreds of items are increased by the same amount. So, like I mentioned before, plan for those potential price increases in case they happen again before your next visit. Now, this one's really gonna be an adjustment for all of us Volcano Bay fans. Ever since Universal's water park, Volcano Bay, opened back in 2017, it's had a free system called Tapu Tapu. Now, the Tapu Tapu was a wristband that you could use to join virtual queues for attractions, so you didn't have to wait in those endless lines. And all you needed to do was tap a little icon toward the ride's entrance, and you join. So instead of having to stand around in a physical queue, you could have used that time waiting in a virtual queue and explore other areas of the park. Maybe grab a snack or two, or just lounge by the wave pool for a spell. And in addition, the bands would alert you if there were any technical difficulties or weather delays for a slide that you'd been waiting to go on. All in all, it was a nifty addition that you don't ever see at other water parks. But on October 1st, 2025, Universal got rid of the Tapu Tapu, so now we're back to standing around in physical lines again. While some folks might prefer this because you may really not want to mess with an additional technology situation during your water park day, others haven't been as thrilled about this new development. So if you are planning on going to Volcano Bay sometime in 2026, just keep in mind that everything now works like a regular water park. You get in line, you stand in line. You ride the ride, wash, rinse, repeat. Oh, one more thing I want to warn you about when it comes to Volcano Bay next year. This park will be experiencing extended closures starting October 2026 and lasting until March 2027 for refurbishments. So if you're planning on checking this place out during that particular time frame, you're going to want to adjust your plans and go either before or after that half-year closure takes place. Am I shocked by this Islands of Adventure news? No. Am I a little melancholy about it? Yeah, kind of. But let's be real here. The Lost Continent has been withering away for literally years now, and it seems Universal's finally ready to do something about it. After the Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened and essentially gutted Lost Continent back in 2010, this land's final two attractions, the Eighth Voyage of Sinbad and Poseidon's Fury, closed in 2018 and 2023 respectively. And in September 2025, Universal filed demolition permits for an area of Islands of Adventure that is equivalent to the size of Lost Continent, so it seems only a matter of time until Lost Continent gets the Dinoland USA treatment. Much like Rip Ride Rockit, we don't know what Universal has in store for this dilapidated area yet, but whatever it is, it's gotta be better than the sad state of this place right now. If you want to experience Lost Continent one last time, there's no official closing date for it per the release of this video. All the rides are closed, but you can still go in there. But we'll make sure to let you know if and when this section will be closed off completely for major renovations, especially if it could interrupt your 2026 vacation. Okay, this is kind of a good news, bad news situation. Epic Universe expansion plans are not just being discussed as we speak. Universal's already filed permits for them with Orange County. While the permit paperwork isn't super clear on what this expansion is going to specifically entail, we do know that the permit describes vertical construction, and it's going to be located between the entrance to the park and Super Nintendo World. The construction is classified as a shop, warehouse, or restaurant, and it's also implied that the project will be roughly 40,000 square feet. There wasn't an estimated timeline for this one, but it doesn't seem like this particular section is going to be a full-on land expansion. That said, I wouldn't be surprised if news about new lands might follow shortly after, sometime in 2026 or beyond. And I say that for two reasons. First, we have to go back to what Universal President and COO Karen Irwin said in a video released in the weeks leading up to Epic's opening. When speaking about Universal's future, Irwin mentioned that there are already so many things in the works now. Universal has a slate of new attractions already in development for every one of their parks. And yes, that includes Epic Universe. 2, let's take a look at Epic Universe's front gate. I know it's weird, but humor me real quick. The park's front gate features 5 emblems, one for each of Epic's existing portals surrounded by golden circles. But it seems there are 2 empty golden circles on this gate that are the same size as the circles they're framing the portals in. Now, could these simply be decorative golden circle flourishes? And we are just overthinking things and getting a little too excited. Maybe, but they could also be there as placeholders for potential new portals to be, which makes sense because Universal is definitely talking about expansions to this park. So, what does all this expansion talk, both real and speculated, mean for you if you're planning on visiting Epic next year? Well, this is an ongoing development, but if Epic is eager to start expanding, you might run into some construction noise or visuals in certain locations that could pull you out of the immersiveness. But we are going to worry about that when we hear more about what's really in store for the future of Epic Universe. This might also mean a trip to Epic Universe next year is a trip too soon. If new areas really are about to be in the works, then there's a high chance you're not going to see full new lands in Epic in 2026. So if a trip to Orlando is one of those one and done things for you, you might want to consider holding off just a little bit longer until we see if the circles at the gate entrance decide to get filled in or not. So back in 2024, Universal Studios Florida hit us up with a really awesome new Mega Movie Parade and Sensational Nighttime Spectacular. Remember? Mega Movie Parade featured references to some of the most iconic movies ever made, including E.T., of course, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Jaws, Trolls, Minions, and more, including a 16-foot-tall Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And this is also the biggest daytime parade for Universal Orlando ever. And Sensational, this is a symphonic spectacular. It's a nighttime show that features dancing fountains and pyrotechnics that take you on an adventure through, again, some of Universal's classic movie moments. Both shows were awesome. Love that they're a thing. But unlike Disney World's nighttime spectaculars and parades that happen every day, the Mega Movie Parade and Sensational don't happen year-round. Usually both of these performances take a back seat during non-peak seasons, or they'll throw on the brakes when a different sort of seasonal event is happening in the park, like Mardi Gras or Halloween or Christmas. And while we don't have the exact dates for when this parade and nighttime spectacular are going to run during 2026, here's the pattern we've been seeing for these so far. Sensational has been big on the whole playing during the summer, but not really outside the confines of summer sort of vibe. So if you want a better chance at seeing this one, you might want to plan a trip somewhere in the months of June or July. Again, not a guarantee, just something we noticed happening in 2025. Mega Movie Parade, on the other hand, does run more frequently than Sensational, but it will step aside during holiday seasons so other limited time parades have their times to shine. Oh, and let's not forget about the castle projection shows that happen on the Hogwarts Castle over in Islands of Adventure throughout the year, multiple times each night. Between April and August, the Hogwarts Always show happens on select nights. Again, it's a better guarantee if you're visiting during the peak of summer vacation. In September and October, the show changes for the Halloween season and the Dementors take over most evenings during the Dark Arts at Hogwarts Castle show. And then things get a lot more bright and cheery during the end of the year, while Magic of Christmas at Hogwarts takes place in November and December. But January to March, yeah, Hogwarts gets pretty quiet, so a projection show may not happen during that time. I know I sound like a broken record, but show times change frequently, and please, please, please check those times so that you're not disappointed. They might really switch up on us for 2026 too. So check that website, go to each of the show's specific pages for more details, and be prepared when you head out there so you don't have any upset kids who really, really wanted to see the Hogwarts show or the parade or whatever, and it's not happening. Change is inevitable at these popular theme park destinations, but you know what else is inevitable? Us, the DFB team, ready to swoop in and make sure you're all up to date on the latest Theme Park 411 and have all the tricks in your trick box to make sure you have the best possible time. So stay tuned. Check out some of our other Universal Orlando planning videos next, like one of my new all-time favorite DFB Uni videos, What I Learned on My Last Trip to Epic Universe. And don't forget to download our free Ultimate Epic Universe Guide over at disneyfoodblog.com/epic. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Vlog, and we'll see you real soon.